Okay, so I'm here on the Bund in Shanghai, and you can see behind me this this city. This over here is called Pudong, and behind me here, this tall building right where my finger is. This is the TV. I think it's Shanghai, some TV tower or offices. And you got some really tall buildings back there, but the mist and the fog and other stuff, you can't see them well. You can't see them at all, actually. A little bit later, the lights will come on. But this stuff behind me, 30 years ago, this was like flat, and it was just a empty space. It was just flat. So over the last 30 years, they've begun to build this up. Now, Shanghai itself was not, in 1840, Shanghai itself was not even actually really a city. It was like a small village, fishing village. And 1842's opium wars in China against the UK, and the UK extracts a promise from the promise. They extract by force the Chinese to open treaty ports that are under the complete control of the British. And so it's called a concession. So you have these foreign concessions, and the British had one, the French had one, and then it kind of became this international settlement. And so the Russians, so you can imagine over the next 40 or 50, 60 years, by 1920s, you have these foreign concessions, and Shanghai is kind of like this really, it becomes this European place. It becomes this European mecca. So you've got kind of British bankers, you have Russian Russian dancing girls, you have French socialites, you have American missionaries, you have Sikh soldiers and guards, you have, it's just this really international place. And in the French concession, they had legalized, say, opium and prostitution, and so, I mean, this is a place of just like really kind of just a bad place. If you wanted something here, you could get it. Anything you wanted, you could get it. If you wanted a 12-year-old or 10-year-old prostitute, you could get it. You could have opium brought up to your room. And this legacy, so the Chinese actually, one of the reasons that the Chinese have been kind of, after the communist takeover in 1949, the Chinese have been kind of pushing the foreign influence out is because of, and I'm going to flip this around now, and look at these buildings here behind me. This is the legacy that's left behind. So you can see on this side behind me, you've got these buildings that by 1920 were these huge European influence in these buildings, and on the other side you have this new influence. And so just on the opposite side of the Huangpu River here's the new Pudong area, and here is the European influence. And this is, imagine 1920, and this European influence here, and it's so pretty. These are now all, of course, not foreign buildings or government buildings or whatever it might be, but and along here you can see a lot of this, what you're looking at here, all along here. Parents taking pictures of their kids, especially over here on the side of the river. Just a lot of that. You can see over here, for example. But interesting history here in Shanghai.